In current times, the world is witnessing first-hand dramatic accounts of Bible prophecy being fulfilled at an alarming rate, bringing the return of Jesus Christ nearer every day. This week, Prophetic News in Focus presents a prophecy update. In today's broadcast, we will explore the scriptural passages that reveal these truths to a searching generation. Hello, neighbor. This is Jesus Catala, and welcome to another broadcast of Prophetic News in Focus today. In today's program, we're going to be looking at the Middle East and the events taking place there. We need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that what's taking place in the Middle East is already forewarned and foreseen by God Himself. And He has laid this revelation to us through His Word. What we're seeing today in the Middle East through CNN, ABC, CBS, Fox, is events taking place in the Middle East by a particular group called ISIS. And this particular group called ISIS is committing a lot of atrocities here and here. It's these two regions that ISIS is causing havoc. Now, we ask the question, why? Why is ISIS causing havoc in this part of the world? And the reason is because ISIS endgame is a caliphate state. A caliphate state is basically here and here, these two areas create a caliphate state where it's more of a super state, which incorporates Syria over here and Iraq over here. Now, the purpose of the caliphate state is so that their next move would be to move into Iran, which is all the way over here. Now, we need to understand that in Islam, there is two predominant organization or religions, if you will. You have the Sunnis, which are here and here, and this Sunni group are a little more moderate but a little more rigid, and then the other group of Muslims is called the Shiites. So you have a situation between the Shiites and the Sunnis. It's the Sunnis that are behind the ISIS operation here and here. Note, ladies and gentlemen, that the Sunnis, which makes up ISIS, if you look at the country of Syria over here and Iran over here, these two countries, ladies and gentlemen, are predominantly Shiites. Yes, Shiites. So you have the Sunni battling in Syria to topple Assad, who is Shiite, to be replaced by a Sunni. And Sunnis are known to be a little more friendlier and a little more sympathetic with the West than are the Shiites. See, the Shiites are more republic, more into themselves, into their culture, into their country, the Shiites, while the Sunnis are a little more sympathetic to the West. They're more open to the West. It is not a surprise that Sunni currently is being aided and abetted by the West, financially, economically, militarily. They are being backed by the West, while Shiites, which is the Assad government in Syria, and Iran, where Khomeini, here in Iran, they're Shiites. And they're a little more backed up by countries such as China and Russia. So we see a geopolitical quagmire developing here, ladies and gentlemen. And with the atrocities of ISIS with the pilot of Jordan, and recently the atrocities committed with the Christian Coptics in Egypt, we are now seeing how Jordan is being drawn into the conflict against ISIS. And we are seeing how the Egyptians are being drawn also into the conflict, while Russia has been also been drawn into the conflict by sending military ships off the coast of Syria to defend the Syrian government. And we see how, ladies and gentlemen, Iran also just made a deal, an oil deal with Russia. So, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is getting set for the rise of the Antichrist. You see, these are all pockets of countries fending for themselves. And so, what the Antichrist is going to do, and I believe that he will be a Sunni Muslim Antichrist, he will be Sunni. Uh, what he will do is that he will draw this whole region, ladies and gentlemen, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, even Saudi Arabia, uh, and they will. He will. This Antichrist, this Muslim Sunni Antichrist, will draw them all to the table with Israel, and they will sign a 7-year peace treaty with Israel. Notice that Sunnis, the Sunni Muslim Antichrist, will be able to sit with Israel because Sunni is backed by the West, and the West is also a supportive of Israel. So it's no surprise, ladies and gentlemen, that this Sunni Muslim Antichrist will, backed by the West, obviously, will be able to sit with Israel, who is also backed by the West uh, to some degree. They will be able to sit down and iron out a 7-year peace treaty. Now, the Bible reveals this peace treaty as the initial start of the 7-year Great Tribulation period. It'll be a 7-year peace treaty. However, the Bible describes this 7-year peace treaty between this Sunni Muslim Antichrist and Israel as uh, uh, the Great Tribulation, which is what the Bible calls this 7-year peace treaty. A nothing but the 7-year Great Tribulation period, which will unleash the wrath of God upon this part of the world, the Middle East. Here, here, and here. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be advised that everything that's taking place in the Middle East has been forewarned and foreseen by God Almighty through Jesus Christ and His Word. So, I suggest, ladies and gentlemen, read the Word. This is Jesus Catala reporting for Prophetic News and Focus. Till next time, take care now.